we're back with another episode.
Okay. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We are back at it again, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Ooh, whoa.
Yeah. You start doing that JoJo Siwa dance.
Oh my God. What is wrong with her?
Drugs, allegedly.
Something ain't right.
Drugs, allegedly.
That makes sense.
And now I see why Abby Miller, yelled at her. Told her to quit
Is
crying.
she an Ozempic girl, Abby Miller, or is she like a lap band baby?
Abby? No, I think I don't know. I think she was a gastric bypass, allegedly.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Good
now
for her.
mostly karma and stress because she went to jail or is in jail or going.
Oh.
Something like that. Anyway.
Interesting.
Allegedly. Anywho. How was your week this past week?
My week was a trial, a tribulation. What I would like to say is on the hopeful tail end of a sickness.
Okay.
That's what we'll say about that. But
So is it the devil, God, or life?
I'm gonna say this is the devil, bitch.
Okay.
This has got his fingers all. It's in it. He's in it. I can smell him.
You can smell the
He
devil's
said, "Oh,
fingers.
you went to Mexico? Oh, you had fun?
I'll show you fun, bitch.
I'll show you fun. You'll be paying for that." But that's okay because I am resilient, child of God,
That's right. You are
and
somebody.
I'm gonna keep pushing through.
Yeah, because God don't make no jump.
I'm gonna be dragging on this episode, but other than that,
Okay.
I'm doing good. I'm trying to think. This week was good. Nothing crazy. No one to put in the rehab corner.
Really? You have nothing to put in the rehab corner? That's interesting.
I don't think so. Yeah, I usually do. Well, I would put this. I can't talk shit about pregnant people on the air. So
Yeah,
no.
you can.
Here's the thing. I don't hate pregnant people,
Okay.
and I've never been pregnant. But there's some people who just like are like, I'm pregnant, so I get to complain about everything and do all the annoying stuff, and people have to put up with it because I'm pregnant. Which, as you should.
No.
Just don't be next to me when you do it.
Because I'm not going to help you.
Y'all are breathing loud and sighing and moaning. Rightfully so. You're building a life.
Yeah.
But I'm like, listen, we're all dying, okay? I'm sick too. And no one cares about me because I'm not making a life.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So
Yeah.
that's all I had to put in the rehab corner. I had this very lovely patient from Cameroon ask me what village I was from.
Oh.
I've never felt whiter in my entire life.
Well, I think that's an accomplishment and a step up because they actually saw your blackness.
Thank you.
So I think that's a compliment.
I was just like,
They thought you were from the depths of
I was
Africa.
like,
and I love
damn,
that.
okay, shit. I was
What
like,
village are you from?
San Antonio. I was
Wow.
like, my 23andMe says Nigeria. She was like, oh, okay. So
That's cool.
all good things. How was your week? How are you?
My week was drama filled.
Yeah.
Per usual, there's some things I can't talk about on the podcast, unfortunately, with regard to what the drama is. Here's the thing. There's always drama at work, and it's the people who don't want to be involved in the drama that always somehow get pulled into the drama.
You always say you don't want to be involved in drama, but you always are, which I think
No.
inherently means that you enjoy the drama.
I don't. I really don't. I think the problem is that people come to me for stuff, and I'm like, no, I don't get paid to deal with that. So go to the person who gets paid to deal with that. And then they're like, well, the person who gets paid, I don't care.
Mind the business that pays you.
I'm minding the business that pays me, which is not supervisory business. Like,
You just look like someone who would like to hear
no.
what I have to say.
Well, then I need to change my face because there's no way. It's just like people who are friendly. It's just like, oh, you have such a sweet spirit. Who told you that? I don't have that written on my forehead. I am friendly. I am nice. No.
I've never thought you were friendly nor nice.
This is what I'm saying. So why can't other people see it is my
I don't know.
point.
They're not seeing what I've seen.
Yeah. And they need to. Because I'm
need
like,
to.
yeah. Like I had a nurse call me the other day while I was at work. And bless her heart. I love her. She's an amazing nurse. And I understood that she was just really just trying to get stuff done. And so she called me and I was in the middle of an evaluation. And so I was like, hey, I'm with the patient because they call you like on the Vocera. And so I was like, hey, I'm with the patient. What's going on?
Because you can hear it out loud, right?
You hear it out loud. So I always give that disclaimer. Hey, I'm in a patient's room. What's going on? And so she was like, oh, we have a patient that needs like a vestibular evaluation. What's your supervisor's name and like her number? I don't know. I mean, I know her name, but not her number. So I was like,
also, there's got to be a better way to figure out this information.
no, it's not. Unfortunately, that's a drama. That's a drama I can't talk about. Anyway, so then I give her the information. So then so I go continue with my patient. So I was like, I'm so sorry about that interruption, sir. He's like, no, it's not a problem, not a problem. Mm-hmm. So then maybe like 5 minutes later, she calls again, and so she asks me another question, and I'm like,
I'm still with the patient.
I'm still with the patient. And so she's like, I'm so sorry for calling again. And I was like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Then she calls a third time.
I know you were pissed off.
I wasn't, because my patient was like, you know, you have those patients who are very flat affect, but they're very like dry humor. And so the whole time you're just like arguing with them, but it's not real arguing. It's just like a fun time.
A bit.
Yeah, like a bit. Exactly. And so he was just like, well, you said we were going to be having fun. I'm not having fun yet in this eval. And it's like, hold your horses, buddy. Like that kind of camaraderie. And so when she called the third time, once I hung up, he was like, all right, if she calls a fourth time, I'm answering. so he really had my back, which was hilarious. But yeah, it's just, oh man, I had so many nurses call me on Friday and I'm like, these are not my patients. These are not my patients. Like, I need you to call the person who's actually getting paid to do this work. And I'm not her.
You just look like someone who can take care of business.
I do take care of business, but only when I'm paid to do it.
That's true.
Like, okay, please let us know in the comments. Do y'all personally like acting as managers and or / supervisors when your supervisor is not available? But you're not like the person in charge. Like, you'll be like, oh, no, I'll handle it. Don't worry about it.
No. But here's the thing. In my like little realm of my world and the things that I feel like I have the capacity for, sure. And for like the codas that I like, sure. And the therapists that I want to help, of course. The nurses that I like, why not? Everybody else, fuck off.
I used to be the one to like, you know, tell people, come to me. I'll totally handle it, because of course we're on the floor versus sometimes our supervisors are not, you know, actually on the floor seeing patients. That's a whole nother topic. Anyway, but I just feel like before, maybe like 2-3 years ago, before COVID. Well, it's not even really before. Well, it is only because of the leadership issue. But before COVID, I'll say this: when I had a previous leader, I did not mind being the third party and the go-between, because I felt like I was supported and being able to actually do that and given the freedom to do it. When another particular leader became, well, she's not really a leader, but when a piece of shit actually came in, a yes girl, a yes woman came into the picture, it was like, absolutely not. I'm not helping this. I will let the ship sink on purpose, because I got a life raft and I do not give a fuck. At this point in my career, if you are not paying me to put out fires, I'm not putting out any fires. And I don't care how simple the fire is. I don't care if you just think it's just a stroke of the wind. I'm not helping, and I do not give a fuck. I don't. If I'm not getting paid for that, because I've given away too much free work.
That's true. I'll just do, if it's little things to help therapists or nurses, not like actual admin stuff or big things, I'll do it. Everything else, you got to call the office. Now, I'm not fucking doing it.
If you, like this week I had a patient who kept pooping, right? And so the nurse was like, I asked the nurse, hey, can you grab me some wipes and stuff? She's like, do you need help? No, absolutely not. Those are the things I'm willing to delegate to and take over. When it comes to any kind of, oh, I'm looking for one of your coworkers and I can't find, I'm not helping you with that. Call the supervisor.
Got to figure it out yourself. Or, you know what I did do the other day? Someone was like, he's like, I heard this letter, ma'am. I'm like, who the
I'm not a ma'am.
I'm not a ma'am.
I'm not a ma'am. Nope.
This nurse was like, I'm sorry. Are you from rehab? And I was
No.
like, shit.
No, I'm not.
As my shirt says rehab services.
You're like, damn it. Get me away.
And he's like, my patient, no one's assigned on the phone, but I had already called the office and it said this therapist, but I don't know how to get a hold of her, and he can't go home until he sees therapy, and the doctors are wondering if he can go home today. And I was just like, and there's some days where you'll catch me in a good moment. I was like, let me pick it up. Let me just see. Because I'm thinking I can just run and see if he can go home or not. Do you think was that easy?
No.
Never is. Never is. Then I I was stuck in there for almost an hour.
That's what I'm saying. Anytime you pick up stuff that's not already yours, it's gonna be drama.
And I knew it was bad because Miranda walked by the room and I was like, Miranda. She was like,
no.
From the outside of the window. She did the wave. She's like, I don't want to go in this room.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like, when you add on work to your plate, because it's simple for them, but it's like, I already know my coworkers. I know what I'm dealing with, and I know what I'm dealing with inside of my department, and I'm not willing to stick my neck out. And people will say, well, if it's not great, I got the patient. No. You are not going to make me responsible for someone else's patient and someone else's bullshit, because I don't get paid to do that.
Yeah. And you just never know what it's going to end up being. And
yeah.
Also, that takes time from me and my productivity that I can't show for. Like,
exactly.
And then like, what were you doing with this time? You need to be more productive.
Exactly.
I was trying to help you out. Fuck off.
Right. Like they'll call me because they know I'm going to answer, and they're calling the therapist who never answers. No, call the supervisor, because the supervisor needs to know that they're never answering their pages.
My favorite is at my hospital that I work at, you have a cell phone that is only a network inside of the hospital for the doctors, nurses, all the staff to get a hold of you. the therapists assign themselves to their patients.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. And the nurses know that if there's not a therapist assigned to your patient's not getting seen. The likelihood of your patient
Possibly.
getting seen today is very low. And still, people will be like, "Do you have my patient? Do you know who does?" I'm like, "Look on the. Have you looked on iMobile? No." I'm like, "I'm gonna kill you."
You know what I think it is? It's the same thing too with the nurses. Like you look on the board and you see the nurse who has whatever, and you go to them and you're like, "Hey, any medical reason I can't see bed 1? I don't have that patient." What?
Then why is
It's
your name on the board?
And they're like, "We switched assignments."
And then
Well, then you need to update the board.
Don't look at me crazy.
Exactly.
Like, and they're all some kind of attitude. That's not my patient.
not my patient.
Well, according to that paper I read up there, it is.
Exactly. And the unit secretary told me that you have that patient. So legally you have that patient. But yeah, I just this week was just very drama filled at work, unfortunately. And
Did it make it a fun week or not?
no, I left every day late from work. And then I also had to renew my license. So this is a disclaimer for every medical professional
renew
out
your
there.
license.
Just renew your license. Don't wait till the last minute to
Like
get your
we did.
CEUs. Yeah, because I did. I definitely did. I renewed on the 29th. Mine ended on the 31st. That's neither
Even
here nor
I
there.
renewed before you.
You want a cookie?
No, that's just shocking.
I know. Well, listen, the last time I did that, one of my license lapsed in another state.
Shit. That was my biggest fear because I was like, I can't work without this shit.
I know. But the thing is, and it was only $65 to maintain, but I hadn't gotten any CEUs at the time. And the thing is, my license in Texas is different from my license in Georgia. So I'm literally renewing a license every year. So
Damn.
my Texas one is due every even year on my birthday, and then my Georgia license is due every odd year in December.
Oh,
and so
weird.
at that particular time, I just wasn't concentrating on getting CEUs because I waited till the last minute. Anyway, and so I was like, oh, I ain't got no CEUs, lapse. So
Let it go.
now I got to do the whole process all over again, take the state law exam all over again.
You
So
have
I'm
to
like,
take the exam
yeah,
again?
no, not the MPTE. Hell
Oh.
no, I'm not taking no board exam. I said the jurisprudence exam, the state
that.
law exam.
I was like, leave it.
No,
Girl,
ma'am.
let it go.
Hell no. If I got to do that shit again, fuck that. Hell no. You ain't gonna stress my life out like that. No, absolutely not. But yeah, this is a disclaimer for all healthcare workers. Please get your CEUs. Go ahead and just renew your license. Don't wait till the last minute. Get your CEUs and get it done. Don't procrastinate like I did.
You know what's funny is my week at work was also drama filled. Not like drama, just like coworkers kept telling us about crazy shit that was going on, or
Yeah.
like coworkers came back to like, and it felt like boom, 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 boom. Like things just kept happening. This person's pregnant. This person's coming back. This person's leaving.
Yeah.
All of these crazy things.
Yeah, it was just like there were a lot of codes called at the job. There was a lot of like code blues and like code greens, and people weren't dying, and they were being like very just combative. And I was just like, not with me. All of my patients this week actually were really, really nice. Nobody cussed me out.
You know what?
It was great.
Has anyone told you Boss is in CVICU now?
No,
There's this nurse at the hospital. She's, my God.
The
if
most amazing Filipino
If we had
nurse.
a television show, she would be just the best character
Yeah,
for a TV
definitely.
show. And she calls everybody boss, boss,
Yeah.
boss.
We
call
love her.
We
She's the
call her
best
boss
nurse.
back. And she just transferred units, so she's on a different unit now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, boss, can I see your patient? She goes, boss, he's been fine with me. And that's how I know. That's how I know.
when a nurse gives you a disclaimer about a patient, that's how you know the shit is gonna be bad.
He's been fine with me. but he's the one, have you heard? He bit the nurse.
Oh no,
He punched another nurse and he kicked Cecil in the chest. And I said, boss,
no.
just, but he's been fine with me. But if he
Oh,
doesn't want to
no.
get up, I would just leave him alone. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's this disclaimer. When a nurse says either okay, or if they say good luck,
Yeah,
or if they
good
say
luck.
go, you be my guest.
Or they'll be like, so, I'm like, mm-mm.
yeah, they'll be like, if you want to. That when
Oh,
nurses
wait,
say
hold
stuff
on.
like that,
What?
that's how you know the patient is crazy.
If she lets you,
Yeah, let's see what you can do.
I'm like, I don't think you mean that.
Okay, right.
I don't think you mean that.
Yeah, but other than that, the week was actually relatively okay. Other than just work can be just so mentally exhausting and so mentally draining. But anyway,
Amen, sister.
what are you putting into the rehab corner today?
Pregnant people.
Oh, that's right, you did. Oh, sorry, my bad. What I'm putting in the rehab corner is, so you know how we've been talking about how this is the season of graduations. People are graduating from all kind of stuff, but more specifically high school and college that we really focus on. We don't really care about like elementary and middle school graduations because they're really not real. Anyway, even though my godson, shouts out to Harlem, he did graduate from the 5th to the 6th grade. It's
Good
not a real
job.
graduation. However, the reason what I'm putting in,
Shout out to all the fifth graders.
Shout out to all the
it's
fifth graders.
nothing. It means nothing.
When you go to middle school, it will be a transition, and some of y'all may not make it. Anyway,
Whoop-dee-doo.
but his graduation that he had this past week was actually outdoors. Now, my godson lives in Georgia, and Georgia, the whole state is hot. No matter where you at, it's fucking hot. It's the South. Anywho, and his graduation was outside. Not only did I see his graduation outside, I don't understand why universities, to every university in these United States of America, I want you to look right at me. Stop being fucking cheap as hell and having these graduations outdoors. You cannot predict the weather.
The weather
It is
changing.
1,000 degrees outside. Global warming is real. It'll start raining and hailing on people. People have paid too much money for rental cars and hotels and outfits and hair and nails and the regalia of it all for you to sit there and have it outside when Mother Nature has already been acting a fool.
I'm not sweating my ass off.
Hell no. Let me tell you something. My older sister, she graduated from FAMU. I won't say the year, but it was 1999. Anyway, allegedly, she graduated in 19. Was it 1999? No, 2002. No, 2002. She graduated high school in 99. Anyway, that was because that was the year I went.
She graduated high school in 99. She graduated college in 2002.
Yeah. 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002.
Okay, I'm here.
I
was like, that
okay.
seems really. That's crazy.
It's 4 years or 3 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's the end. Because you graduate in June and then you go back in.
It's fine.
Either way, I think it was. Yeah, it was because it was in summertime. It was in August. Yeah, it was in August that she graduated.
Okay.
And it was horrible. We had her graduation. I mean,
It was outside.
It was outside, but this was before
Why?
FAMU created the multiplex center or whatever that they had, because they had I guess it was some issue with like Florida State University and FAMU because they used to trade off with the Civic Center having the graduations there. But they have so many college graduations, so many colleges that actually graduate together and stuff. And so we had her graduation outside. I was like, I had a fresh wrap. That was when I had a perm and sweated my damn wrap out. I was like, this is some bullshiggity. And we are on metal bleachers.
I feel like for the most part in Texas, the graduations are inside. Most of the graduations I've had have been inside.
No, it's not. I saw one in Dallas where it was raining cats and dogs. And
Was
people were
it?
underneath the bleachers and
I
still
feel like
getting wet.
places like SMU and TCU do it outside, like fancy places.
I don't think you should ever have a graduation outside.
especially
I think
not
that's
in
disrespectful.
anything south of Oklahoma.
Anything south of Canada, you do not need to have outside graduations.
It's too hot out here.
You got people, grandmas and great grandmas and grandpas out there. They can't be hot.
Heat
People be
stroke.
passing out and shit. Come on now. Like,
You're gonna have to have an ambulance ready.
let's use our brain.
Medic tent.
Y'all got civic centers for a reason, and if you don't have a civic center as a university, then you need to consult with the alumni to try to help you build some kind of civic center where it's closed in. At
And
least get a
blast
dome.
that AC. I want to freeze my
Thank
ass
you.
off. I want to say, ooh, I should have brought a sweater. That's what I want to say.
I'm just glad that both my graduations from FAMU were both inside of the Al Lawson, multi-purpose complex center. We did have to wait outside in the heat, which I did not like because both times I graduated in May.
It's a hot
Don't
time
graduate
to
in the spring. Jesus, if you can graduate in the fall, do it. But I'm just like, please stop doing that. That is the dumbest thing in the world. Please stop doing that. Anyway, speaking of things to stop doing, I had a patient this week, and going back to the weekend, I had a patient this week who used a gay slur. And you know how when you work with patients who, number one, have dementia, and number two, are from a different generation, like an older generation.
Wildin'.
The stuff that they say, it catches you off guard every single time. Like, they have the potential to say it, but it still catches you off guard. So I had this patient, he came in for encephalopathy, dementia, whatever. And myself and one of my coworkers at OT, we tried to see him. And he didn't respond to anything. The only thing he responded to was just his name. You'll call him, hey, Mr. Johnson. Huh? You're like, do you know where you are right now? And for those that are not watching and listening, he literally he's not even staring at us. His eyes just closed right back because he was super lethargic. Anyway, so we put him on a little short trial, came back to see him the next day. He was very talkative and very alert, awake, and all that kind of stuff. Not oriented, but still awake. And so he starts going on this rant and this tangent about something. And we're like, what is this man talking about? Then all of a sudden he just drops the hard, like, FAGGOTT word. And we were like, whoa.
He hard teed.
Yes. He's an older
There's
black man. I was
something
like,
different
damn.
about the hard tee.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know. Yeah.
It was just very, like, we were not expecting that. And when he said it, and then, like, he said the word, and we were like, all right, we'll see you later. Have a
It
good
throws
day.
you off. I feel like I don't really, it's not that I don't really use it. I don't use it, but I don't really hear it.
Yeah, you don't hear it as often.
So when I do,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, ha.
It's just like the N word. Like, your
Yeah.
patient, you don't really hear your patients call you N word, and then when you hear it,
You're like,
and they
whoa.
say, you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Sniff. I'm just kidding.
And nursing home
Nursing home, 24 hour
for
care.
life. You're out of here, buddy.
But yeah, he's
straight to jail.
And then after he said that, my coworker and I were like, all right, is there anything else I can get you and tell your nurse? And so then he was like, how did I do? Horrible.
Well, and I feel like I'm always like, did you say that because you feel comfortable to say that around me?
Yeah.
Or did you say you want me to join? Like, what do you want? What did you think this was going to do? I feel uncomfortable. I'm not going to be like, good one, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got him.
Exactly. Like these people, these illegals. I'm never going to say, yeah, that's right. I'm never going to say
remember
that.
when that lady was like, and I don't know what your ethnicity is, but, and hard art. And I was like, what?
And the thing is, for some reason in my hospital, they always want to talk about the illegals. And I'm just like, you realize I'm on their side, right?
I was
really
just
want you to know that.
talking about this.
Because they're not illegal.
That I am just not ready for the next couple months because it's going to be all election shit.
Oh, gosh.
And it's just like, I don't care it doesn't matter what side you're on. The politics annoy me, especially in the hospital, because these people have nothing to do. If you're watching the news in the hospital, like CNN, Fox, you're already a certain type of person who is very invested in these politics, right? And who has opinions. You have nothing to do but watch this constant stream of whatever your side is being fed to you because you're stuck in a freaking hospital bed. And then I come in and you're like, ooh, fresh ears. Surely she hasn't heard what I have to say.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I hate freaking the campaign trail. I hate the gear up because we're stuck in hospital with all these people who have to tell you what their side is, and so I'm not excited for November. But
yeah, and they just drag you into these conversations, and you're like, I'm just here to do therapy. I truly don't care.
Yeah,
I'm going to vote, and I'm going to vote for who I'm going to vote for, and nothing you can say that you've seen on CNN or MSNBC, Fox News is going to convince me otherwise to change my vote or change my mind about how I view the world. So just give me 23 minutes of your goddamn time and let me get the fuck out of here. That's it.
It's never like, hey, would you mind telling me who you're voting for and why? And why did it? It's always like, and this goddamn motherfucker, and da 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 da.
I always get the aggressive people. Who are you voting for? First of all, that's not why I'm here. Okay, none of your business.
You know how, I don't know if you do this. I always ask like name, birthday, and year or month. But there's these it's always an older therapist, and they'll be like, who's the president? I'm like, stop
saying
asking that because it's always like, not that puppet in the office or
not that orange piece of shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, I didn't want to.
Not that demented one. I'm like, okay, yeah. I never ask who the president is. I don't do it.
Yeah, but racial slurs always throw me off.
Were you talking about the Pope did something with that same racial slur?
Speaking of,
I mean, not racial, but
homophobic slurs.
Yeah.
The Pope, Francis, heard of him?
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not Catholic.
Coming under heat because in a meeting he thought was private with 250 other bishops, he was just talking about how he still didn't think that gay men should be let into seminaries to be priest. And he dropped the hard T in Italian to this group of people. And then it got out. Which is the F word. And it got out, and his apology was like, yeah, I really thought that conversation was private. So.
Not for using the slur, but just that it was exposed. Wow.
And then the Vatican was like, hey.
Just kidding.
He didn't mean it.
I hate people.
I'm like, but also, why did you think that was not going to come out? 250 people.
And okay, here's the thing, and I'm not Catholic.
Also, it was in the context of there's too much FAGGOT-ness going on in the seminaries already.
So it's too much gayness going on in seminary, but pedophilia is totally okay. Oh, God.
Because, and I'm paraphrasing, but gay people can lead double lives, and we don't need that in the Catholic Church anymore.
And so do pedophiles.
Ow.
Which is why it's running rampant in the Catholic Church. But we don't want to talk about that, though. Why? You know what I hate? Okay, and this is not a gay podcast, but
it could be.
But it could be. Here's the thing: as an ally of the LGBTQ plus community, and when I say I'm an ally, I mean love who you want to love. I'm not gonna get out in the streets and protest. I'm not gonna do that.
We've already said we're not the
we're not the protesting type, and that's okay. So you can judge me all you want to. I really don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Anywho, but as an ally, I don't understand why we continue to make homosexuality the sin of all sins. Oh my, you can murder people, you can molest children, you can burn down people's houses, you can be discriminatory and racist. But if you're gay, god damn it, we draw the line there. I don't understand. Please release yourselves from the shackles of homosexuality.
This is
not like that. Wait, hold on, let me clean it up.
I did not. I did not condone.
There's nothing wrong with homosexuality. What I'm saying is the people who are homophobic, free yourselves from the grips that homosexuality is the greatest sin in the world, or that it isn't a sin at all. Like, Jesus, leave people alone and stop worrying about who they sleep with and who they love with. Just love who you want to love and mind your own business. And maybe if you were busting some nuts at the house, maybe you wouldn't have time to be worried about gay people. Anywho, and I'm not gay. I'm heterosexual, but I'm just saying.
She's like, but if I was, it wouldn't be a big deal.
It wouldn't be a big deal. I'd be the biggest, gayest person out there. I mean,
let your little light shine.
I rock a rainbow flag. I don't mind.
Is it Pride Month?
It is.
And during Pride Month, no less.
See, here's the thing, though. Okay, as an ally, and maybe this disqualifies me as an ally. This is Juneteenth. Okay, Juneteenth all month long. So I'm Juneteenth, but also to Pride.
You're Team Juneteenth.
Absolutely, but also Pride too.
Yeah.
So Pride comes second.
Okay, Juneteenth Pride.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like, just spitballing here, I want to say that everyone, okay, if you're just thinking of like baseline Christianity, right? Sinning, things you shouldn't be doing, right? Okay. Everyone does shit they shouldn't, quotes, do. Right. I think for a long time, homosexuality was just that one thing that everyone was like, yeah, but at least we're not doing that, right, everybody?
Yeah.
I could be doing this, and that, but at least I'm not gay, right? Right. And so it's just like culturally become this big thing. Well, and so people are just like, that's the hill they're gonna die on.
It's just funny to me that people think homosexuality is like contagious. Well, if a kid has two dads, they're statistically more likely to be gay. No, they're not. This is why with heterosexual families, children who are gay still are gay.
That's math. That's math.
Sorry. Because it's upsets me. Please cut that out of the episode. You better cut that out of the episode. That was at minute 30. Matter of fact, I'll edit. Anyway, all I'm saying is 2 + 2 is 4. God damn it. That's all I'm saying. I'm black. Anyway.
She can.
Speaking of slurs, don't say that word. I will edit. Don't worry about
let me know.
Exactly. Anyway, all I'm saying is homosexuality is not contagious. Just like heterosexuality is not contagious. Just like transgenderism is not contagious. Like,
yeah. Did you watch Baby Reindeer?
I did not, but I heard everybody talking about it today. It was really nice. I mean, nice. It was a really good film.
It's
like creepy, but a good film.
It's one of those things that you watch and you're like, what the hell? But I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know. I don't see a lot of, well, I guess I do, but I just don't ever take the time to think about transgender representation. A lot of the transgender people I see in media are, unless it's like
from Pose.
Yeah, unless it's like from Pose, it's just actors acting in a role. It's not like being transgender doesn't necessarily, it's not pivotal to the role itself. Like they're just,
Yeah.
But there is one of the like characters in Baby Reindeer is a transgender woman, and that's like a big thing because this man's dating her and he's attracted to her and likes her, and she's trying to be her genuine self, but he's embarrassed about her or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think about that show a lot, but it was so weird and twisted, and it's like a psychological thing. You should watch it.
Cool beans. I mean, I like psychological thrillers, but I also like Pose too because I
love
like
Pose.
I feel like Pose was like to a degree. I want to be careful with the way I say this. Was like the most normal type of like show about the LGBTQ plus community, and it include all sectors of it. Like, but it was through their eyes,
which was so neat to be a part of. I'm not a part of that community. I don't really have, I'm not in that community often or around them. So I loved being able to be like, oh, this is fun.
Because the thing is, I think a lot of times TV and movies show the LGBTQ plus community from the antagonist and not from the actual person experiencing it, and or living out their truth as as a person of the LGBTQ plus community. So I felt like Pose was like the perfect show to demonstrate the internal struggles that they go through, because it's always like the straight family members who don't like the gay people that are going through
and they just get to pop in and be like, I'm gay, it's hard, and you're like, oh, they don't know what.
And you never get to see the internal struggles of people who are in the LGBTQ plus community. You only just see it from this perspective of, you tell your mama you're gay, she hates you until you're gonna die and go to hell, and then that's it, and then you crying in a corner somewhere, and that's it, versus overcoming these obstacles and things of that nature. So that's why I like that show.
Such a great show.
It really was
Man,
I'm sad they
category is
Sashay Shantae. Sashay away. That's RuPaul Drag Race, but I love RuPaul Drag Race.
Drag weight. We love a drag weight.
Shut it. I tell you what we don't love. Speaking of races, literally racists.
I hate a racist.
American Airlines is in some trouble this week because allegedly, one of their flight attendants actually removed 8 black men from a flight.
First of all, that's so many people to remove from a flight.
But specifically black, and these 8 gentlemen did not know each other, and they removed them from the flight for allegedly having a foul odor. And then I don't know what the odor was. If they thought it was weed, if they thought it was just body odor, I don't really know. But these 8 men did not know each other, and so 3 of the men spoke out, and they were on a flight from Phoenix, Arizona to New York. And they asked him to be removed because somebody allegedly complained that they had an odor. But I'm like, 8 different people, were they all in the same damn vicinity?
She was like, it smells like Negro in here. I'll take you.
Exactly.
You in the back, stand up.
Exactly.
Let me see your hair. You're coming with me.
Right. And then they ended up getting him off the flight. The police came, and so of course they were like, this is discrimination. The fact that you only removed the 8 black people on the flight is insane. So they ended up letting them go back on the flight, but of course they have now filed a lawsuit.
Can you be removed for odor?
I don't think you should be, because you can come on there with food. I mean,
and I've smelled some nasty ass food on airplanes. Yeah. My pet peeve is when someone comes on that flight with fast food,
especially with fish. I hate fish.
Why?
I hate it.
I'm sorry you didn't plan ahead, but now we are stuck in this freaking submarine and have to smell your freaking McDonald's.
Yeah,
my pet peeve.
Especially if I'm hungry too. I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, McDonald's, and that's why I don't fly American Airlines, because they do racist ass shit.
Allegedly, they don't.
You like American Airlines?
I mean, I've flown them a couple times.
Didn't American Airlines kill the dog? Wasn't the dog stuck in the...
Allegedly? I don't know what them people did. I don't fly American. I'm a Delta girl over here.
Well, I don't want to get kicked off a flight. What would you do if someone tried to kick you off a flight?
I don't want to find out.
I would probably be like, is anyone... I think my white would come out.
I'm calling my lawyer.
I literally think my white would come out. I'd be like, this is a gross miscarriage of justice.
Listen, I call out racism real quick.
I am a taxpayer.
I wouldn't get, you know what I wouldn't do though, honestly, because it is the business of service and we are in that business, and there's sometimes things behind the scenes that we don't know about. I think, again, I don't want to find out, but please, Lord, this is not a call for you to please take
all the action.
Please don't do that. But I think what I would do is find out, number one, because you can't just remove me and not tell me why, because that's going to be a problem. But if you tell me, okay, well, we're removing you because
you smell like
shit, and they're complaining, and I'll be like, okay, I understand that.
I'm a who? Just complain.
First of all, are you saying that my shea butter smells? I'll turn into a racing so quick. I'm kidding. I won't, but maybe.
You're like, is it my shea butter lotion, or...
Yeah. Is it my blackness?
Is it the melanin in my skin?
Does my sexiness upset you? Don't you take it off hard because I dance like I got diamonds in my own backyard? Anyway, that's my Angelo Phenomenal Woman poem. But anyway, I don't want to find out. I just think that I would want to know. It's just like when you get a ticket. You're pulled over and a police officer wants you to sign the ticket first. No. You need to tell me why you're pulling me up, why I'm getting a ticket, what rule or law or whatever did I violate, and then I will sign the ticket or not.
Yeah.
You know, so I think in airlines, it's just don't pull a person off and not tell them what's going on. Like, I get it. You want to be as discreet as possible, but sometimes in your discreetness, you're leaving out vital information and you're not allowing the person to understand what's going on, because there may be a misunderstanding and you're not giving them an opportunity, and you take them off the plane and all of a sudden the plane takes off. Like, you're inconveniencing that person as well too.
Like 8 black people who didn't know each other. 8
black men.
Maybe there's some racist ass shit going on, and she was like, get off this plane.
Well, yeah, and that's what they're, and if it'd be different if it wouldn't be. It would be somewhat of an understanding to a degree if all 8 men knew each other and maybe they reeked of marijuana or something like that or whatever. It still wouldn't have been right, but I'm just saying these 8 men did not know each other. So you purposefully, allegedly went through this cabin and chose all 8 of these men to get off this damn flight.
They're gonna make some money.
I hope they do. I hope they sue American Airlines for everything they got.
Juneteenth.
I sure. Listen, for the blood.
For the blood, red for the blood.
For the blood. I tell you what else is happening for the blood.
What's happening?
Your president, 45, has been convicted of 34 felonies.
He became my president. When did that happen?
He's always been your president.
I don't have a president.
I do. Obama.
Oh, I mean, I do have a president, but he is an unpopular opinion.
Who?
My favorite was GW, the second one.
Okay, I like George Bush now that he's not in office.
I love that man.
But also, it's because he gave the candy to Michelle, isn't it?
Well, I just think of all the characters who have been in office, I'm like, this man was just like, what the fuck? I'm gonna make it a party because I don't know what the hell else to do.
Can't get pooky.
God, so many good moments. He just seems like a good time.
But you know what? It's because we didn't have the maturity level as kids when he was I was an adult. No. I was in high school. I was in high school when he was president and going into college. So I think I didn't have the maturity level, nor did I care about politics at that particular time in my life. But now that I go back to see some of his old interviews, I'm like, if I probably would have voted for him.
If there was social media, when George W. Bush was, oh my God, absolutely, the moments. But he was convicted on how many?
34 counts. I think most of them were all felonies, right? Yeah. In the Stormy Daniels hush money case.
Yeah. Let's see. It was like, I have the number because I couldn't keep it straight. 11 of 11 on invoices for legal services, 11 of 11 counts of checks paid for legal services, and then 12 of 12 on ledger entries for legal expenses.
Jesus Lord. Well, the thing is, too, I find it interesting that, number one, he was convicted. We already knew he was going to be convicted. But two, people are saying that, he may face jail time. He's not going to face jail time, y'all. He was a former president. There's no way that the United States of America is going to send this man to jail. Now, people are saying, he can appeal to the Supreme Court. From what I understand about the judicial system, but it's not a whole lot because I am not a lawyer, right? And I did not go to law school.
This is not the law podcast.
I took a couple health law classes in undergrad and grad school, and that was it. But from what I do know is that this particular case was a state's case, correct? So to me, I don't believe that he can take this up to the United States Supreme Court, but only the Supreme Court maybe of, what was it, in New York? What state was it? In New York? I think he can take it to the Supreme Court in New York, but I don't know if they're going to make it a special exception because he was the former president. So I don't know how they can come in and then make a ruling on the state side if the state has to basically deal with it. But also too, I did see that Trump plans to appeal it, but the appellate court. Did you see the picture of the judges who are in the appellate court?
They're black.
All 5 of them are black. Absolutely.
That I do love to see. We love a black.
They're all black women, mind you. They're all black women. I love that.
Interesting.
I love that for him.
I love black women.
I love black women. But also too, here's what I want from Joe Biden. Joe Biden actually did a press conference or whatever about it. And he was visibly smirking and smiling. And I'm just like, Joe, glass houses, my guy. Because here's the thing.
The polls are looking for everybody. The polls look like shit for everybody.
If anything, it just made Trump more popular. And especially, too, people are saying, well, y'all family members got felons in them. So I don't understand why y'all upset. They just like Trump. No, nobody's just like that piece of shit. But at the same time, I think it's very interesting that as a felon now, he can still run for president, but he can't even vote for himself if this goes on and his appeal loses. Exactly. Which I think is insane.
I'm very interested to see what happens because they poll everybody right after this shit happens. It's still saying like people are okay, there's a large majority of people that were very excited about this verdict, right? Yep. It's been like a very widely publicized trial.
Right.
Polling wise, they're like, it's not moving the needle very much. Like people who like him, they're going to still vote for him. But I'm like, but also Biden's polls are down. I'm just like, what's going to happen? Are we all voting for Harambe again? Is it going to be another round of that shit?
Well, I think people are conflicted because there are a lot of people who do not want to vote for Trump, obviously, but they don't want to vote for Biden. And Biden is every day that this man continues to, not only just him, because it's not just him. We all know it's not just him. Congress themselves are voting to send funds to fund genocide in Palestine. And the longer they keep doing that, and the more they keep doing it, you're losing your minority vote. You're also losing your Gen Z vote, which is so grave. And Trump is now, I think, with this conviction, his loyalists are going to be his loyalists either way. But I just feel like even more people now are not trusting the judicial system who have previously trusted it because they're just like, well, if y'all can convict this man on these trumped up charges, then anything could happen to Americans. And we're like, that's why we kept telling you not to trust the government, you dumb fucks. But anyway,
that's isn't that wow? What a wild ride we're on.
It's like you trust Trump, who's a part of the judicial system, and then when he's convicted by the very judicial system he represents, all of a sudden it's a grave injustice. Are you not hearing yourself? Is common sense in the room with us?
The call's coming.
The call's coming, and this man is telling you what he wants to do. Have you? Okay, serious question. Have you read Project 2025 or the Cliff Notes from Project 2025?
No.
Girl. Okay. Here's what I want to do, real quick. Real fast.
I love learning.
Hold, please. Okay. We're going to look at Project 2025 rundown.
Run and tell that, homeboy.
Okay.
And then for the people who don't know what Project 2025 is.
So Project 2025 is a basically 1,000-page manifesto made by a bunch of horny ass white supremacists and white nationalists,
like incels.
Yes, who are basically domestic terrorists, and they disguise themselves as the Republican Party and as part of the new Liberal Party as well too. I'll say allegedly for the protection of podcasts. Anyway, so they have this 1,000-page manifesto that they wrote with all the things that they are wanting to happen and that should happen in 2025 if Trump is elected, right? And so basically it's talking about criminalizing pornography, removing protection against discrimination based on sexual and gender, terminating diversity or equity and inclusion, as well as affirmative action. It is also that they want to immediately deploy the military for domestic law enforcement, and to direct the DOJ to basically pursue any kind of adversaries against Donald Trump.
So civil war,
pretty much. They really want to just they want it to be a dictatorship, and that's literally what it is.
Black for this shit.
Exactly, which is why people are thinking a lot of these cop cities that are popping up in all of these metropolitan areas is
cop cities.
Yeah, so they have these cop cities where even Atlanta was one of the more notable ones that got a lot of flack because they spent millions upon millions of dollars basically gentrifying this one area and removing people, taking their homes and whatnot. And they're putting this multiplex center to basically train their police officers and to train other police officers in the United States. But a lot of these big cities are creating these cop cities where they're training. But I'm like, y'all haven't been trained with the training y'all got, and you still killing unarmed citizens. But anyway, neither here nor there. Project 2025 is a very scary document to read. It is important to read it, but it is scary because these are the minds of not only just one person, but these are the minds, unfortunately, of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of, white nationalists and white supremacists in the United States that some of them are in positions of high power. And so the fact that they agree with this manifesto is very scary.
Well, I've been needing a little bit of night reading, so just
a
little before bed.
You should definitely read it. So, and they're basically trying to get rid of the two-party system, but keep Donald Trump in positions of power for forever and all this kind of bullshit. It's really interesting to say the least. And they're proposing that this budget is going to be $22 million in order to kind of get off the ground.
$22 million.
They want to get rid of the Department of Justice. They want to get rid of the FBI. They want to get rid of the Federal Trade Commission. They want to pretty much get rid of everything and make it a dictatorship at this point. But I feel like people who do shit like this, it's like you don't realize when you want to do this to other people, you can't absolve yourself from it. It's going to affect you as well too.
Right.
And if you feel comfortable doing this to other people, you're like, no, but it's not going to happen to me. Okay, good luck with that.
That's what Trump thought.
Pretty much.
Everything comes around. That's what I have to offer this podcast today. Everything comes back around.
Listen, he said that, Hillary was going to be in jail. Hillary's probably somewhere in the Hamptons right now, chilling.
Where is Hillary? I was going to say Hillary Duff. That's not her name. Hillary Clinton.
Definitely Hillary Clinton.
Someone check on Hillary Duff too.
Hillary Duff is a baby.
She just had a baby.
She did? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. What were you telling me about? You weren't telling me about anything.
What were you telling me about Michelle Obama?
Thank you.
Speaking of politics. Hey, I could do this all day.
This is kind of sad though. Her mom passed away.
Oh no.
Her mom was, I think, 86.
That's kind of, does that sound young?
No.
Oh, okay.
To me, she lived a full life. I mean, according to me, as somebody who didn't know her mother, I think it's, first of all, let's just say this. It's very sad to lose a parent, no matter how old your parent is, because in your brain, you want your mom or your parents to live forever, right? And ouch. And to go through what she has gone through just publicly and whatnot, I just feel like her mom probably lived a full life. I mean,
they are twins.
They really are. I mean, she helped her raise her children and all that kind of stuff, and saw her accomplish so many different things. Her becoming a lawyer, her son-in-law becoming the president of the United States, and all that good kind of stuff. So,
can you imagine being related to the president of the United States?
I wouldn't want to.
That is insane.
I wouldn't want to.
I would.
I don't need TMZ coming after me. Hey, what would they like in the 12th grade? Get out of my face.
I just need a camera and a mic in my face.
This is why you're the wrong person to be related to anybody famous at this point.
Because
you would sell for a meal. You'll be like,
oh, the second.
Yeah. You'd be like, it's for free.
And you know what? I'd sit on it too. You do something to me, and 12 years later, I'd be like, excuse me, Oprah?
I'm writing a book.
I'd like to sit down.
I'm Oprah's niece, and let me tell you what she got me for Christmas when I was 10 years old.
Nothing. That bitch.
And she was a billionaire at the time. Yeah, they definitely have to take you away from the family.
Oh, that's sad. Praying for that family.
Yeah, so praying for Michelle Obama and her family in their time of bereavement. And please don't put in her comments, I'm so sorry for your lost. LOST.
Sorry for your lost.
That is one of my biggest pet peeves is like, her mama ain't lost. She passed away. Like LOSS, baby. Not bring back grammar.
Sorry for your lost.
I cannot. Anywho, I tell you who else lost. Speaking of judicial and politics and all that kind of stuff. Did you see recently in the news this guy? He was he had a court date because he had a suspended license.
Yes, I did.
And instead of him using the common sense that clearly he missed out, he was in the wrong line when God was giving it out. This idiot drove himself to where he was driving around during the Zoom court hearing. The judge is on the line, his lawyers are on the line, the other people are on the line, and he literally tells the judge on the Zoom call, the judge says, "Are you driving right now?" This ignorant motherfucker says, "Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm pulling into the parking lot right now."
Corey Harris.
And the judge sits there. He's just like, "Is this happening?"
Zoom court is one of the one great things to come out of fucking COVID.
I'm just like, sir, all you had to do was park the car, right? Before you signed in on the Zoom. You could have just been standing outside of the car. And that judge said, you're driving.
He was like, oh, maybe I don't understand something.
Yeah,
is he driving? And the attorney was like, that is correct, Your Honor.
He's driving. And he's like, and the man just sitting there with his glasses just like.
The beginning is the best part where he's like actively turning the steering. He's like, hold on a minute, real quick.
How you gonna tell a judge to hold on like it's a call? Like it's not. You're not on the phone.
Oh my god!
But then the funniest part was the judge was like, "Yeah, we were revoking your bond, bitch. You got till 6 p.m. to get your ass to the court." When the man's like, "What did I do?" You're violating the very thing you violated.
I don't know how this ended up on the internet, but I'm so glad it did.
Yeah, I want to know who's responsible for leaking this stuff and even like dash cams and stuff like that of the funny stops, not of the stuff that traumatizes us.
Oh my god!
Like the killing of unarmed Americans and citizens, funny. But that's definitely not funny. But this shit was stupid as fuck.
Hilarious.
I was like, dude, he talking about hold on 1 second, like,
and you just see like, oh my.
It's
god.
Like, dude, I can see you, right? I can see you. Like, you're not just on a Zoom call, like on the phone. It's video. Oh, it's insane. But yeah, his bond was definitely revoked. Hilarious. What were you telling me about Texas weather?
This ain't Texas.
Whoo.
Texas has been having some crazy ass weather.
Very true.
Primarily, we always have floods. We're like a flood state. That happens a lot.
Yeah, I don't have good drainage here, unfortunately.
No, and we're flat.
Are you?
So the water just comes. A lot of places are flat.
I feel like San Antonio's very hilly.
Well, we're like hill country,
yeah.
But most of it's like flat and shit, which is also why Dallas gets bad tornadoes. Well, they're kind of like right under Oklahoma. Yeah. They're pretty flat. That's why the wind's always bad. And so, did you see the winds from all that to say, there were tornadoes in Dallas
a lot
the
of
other day. And in Houston, I think.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Houston floods all the time, too, because they're on a bayou, basically.
Mm-hmm. But the winds at the airport in Dallas were so bad, it was moving the planes on the tarmac.
I did see that.
And then a bunch of people were without power for a long time. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's end times. That's what it's given.
It really is. I called a couple friends that I have in Dallas, and I was like, "Hey, check on in. Y'all all right?"
They usually like some of them will kind of bop down a little bit coming
Yeah.
down Tornado Alley, but nothing like this shit.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I mean, in the hail, y'all have a lot of hail
We do
here
have
in
a lot of
Texas.
hail. I don't know what that's about.
Because even in Florida, as much as it rains in Florida, it don't hail like that.
We get a lot of hail.
Like, so many insurance claims, I'm quite sure, busting out windows and whatnot. This is why you don't have your graduations outside, because you never know what's going to hail in Texas. But yeah, it was insane. I saw people's houses, like new constructions that just fell. I was like, damn.
New construction.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the cement ain't even dried yet, and it just.
It says the secret to hail formation lies in the frozen upper atmosphere. So that must be what we have.
So it frees the raindrops, and then that comes down, and that's what hail is.
But I guess we just never get hot or like cold.
Them some big ass raindrops, because that should be like golf ball, lemon size hail.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, but I guess massive hailstorms are happening all over the U.S. more.
Really?
But
Well,
we
it's
do
global
get hail a
warming.
lot. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and it's okay. It's been 100 degrees. It's May. It's
May,
never this
yeah,
hot this
seriously.
early.
I mean, it just turned June today, but yeah, it's crazy how hot it is right now. And I'm just like, if this is the precursor to the summer, that's why, again, I bought a portable AC unit to go right in my room, because I'm just like, bitch, my eczema, I got eczema. I can't take it.
I don't know. Get right with God, y'all. Shit ain't right.
Seriously, for real. I'll tell you what is right, which I felt I haven't felt this in a very long time since I moved here to San Antonio. For those that don't know, San Antonio is not a black city at all. Not
It's
in the least.
brown. It's just
It's
brown.
a straight brown. Like, black people are a minority, white people are the minority.
And I feel like most of the black people are military.
Exactly, and that's the only reason why they're here. And so I'm not military, but the reason why I came here was for money from the military. Anyway, so
That's neither here nor
as
there.
a contractor. But anyway, I went to a beauty supply store today.
I'm surprised you found one.
Well, there's actually a few, because one of my shouts out to my friend Satin. She used to live in Converse. She no longer lives here in San Antonio, but she used to live in Converse, and so I used to drive to Converse to the beauty supply stores there, because there's more black people in Converse.
That's interesting.
Exactly, but I'm like, I'm not driving 45 minutes over to Converse, because the way my gas set up, I ain't doing that. Anyway, so today I went to the beauty supply store, and it was hilarious, because as soon as I walked in there, I had these glasses on, and this one lady, she saw my glasses. She was like, "Oh my God, I love your glasses." And I was like, "I love your glasses." And I was like, "Where'd you get them from?" Come to find out, we got them from the same website, which
Oh,
is
that's
Food Glam.
funny.
We started having a whole conversation about glasses, and then there was another lady that was over there. They were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie, let me get out your way." Oh, you done broke your thing. And just the camaraderie of black women in a hair care store
Yeah.
is like unmatched. And I hadn't had that in a very long time, because one of the stores that I go to, one of the black beauty supply stores that are near me, number one, is not black owned, but number two, there's an Asian couple that owns it, and they don't ever speak to you. Like, you walk in and you get your
Interesting.
stuff, and they just look at you the whole time like, what you about to steal?
Like quintessential Asian store owners.
Exactly. And then they when you check out, "Hi, how are you?" $32.
They're like, what you want?
okay,
They're like,
fine.
this is my job.
Exactly. So, case in point, somebody need to build a black-owned hair care salon. I mean, a hair beauty supply store in San Antonio. But anyway, it was really great to be amongst black women in the hair store, asking each other about products and all that kind of stuff, and just the camaraderie. So, I felt black again. I was very.
I love
appreciative.
that for you.
Yeah, because see, in when I used to live in Atlanta, anytime you walk into a beauty supply store, it's just like, oh, black people again, goddamn. But it's like now, it's like, oh, black people. Oh, I love
That's
it.
so funny. Anytime I
Yeah.
go anywhere, I'm like, there are no Mexicans anywhere. This is insane.
I
We're all-
know.
We're all the brown people.
Yeah, when I don't see black and brown people in the space, I get very nervous. Very nervous.
I'm like, what is going on?
I wonder if that's how white people feel when they're in black spaces.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But even when I moved to Austin, I was like, this shit is too white.
Yeah. And see, I mean, coming from South Florida, like, even if you're not African American, but just black Americans, so Caribbean, people from the Caribbean, from, the Caribbean, Africans as well. So it's just like, I'm so used to seeing all different types of black people and brown people.
Obviously.
See, right.
From the Caribbean.
From the Caribbean. That's pretty much what's in South Florida anyway. I feel like most of the black Americans have moved out because the Caribbean is just there. But anyway, and even too, going to HBCU, like, all I've been around is black people.
Yeah.
So then when you don't live around black people for so long, you're just like, oh, it's so refreshing to see black people.
When I took that contract in East Texas, I would go to the HEB because that's where all the Mexicans were. And
Really?
I'd be like, oh, I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah. If I don't see any Hispanics any blacks or Hispanics, it makes me very nervous in a space.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
I had a patient the other day ask me if I was Mexican. It's my favorite compliment to get.
Listen, you wanna get into Alyssa's draws, just tell her she's Mexican.
Tell me.
Or
ask
call
me
her
if I'm Mexican.
Mija.
Yeah.
But you gotta be old to call her Mija.
Well, and first, speaking of Pride Month, on the back of Pride Month, I try so hard to be unoffensive.
Oh, Jesus.
At a baseline level. Like, I'll probably say some fucked up shit just in general, but me asking about you as a person, as my patient, I try to be so unoffensive.
Yeah.
So I never say, like, you know, your husband or your wife or da-da-da-da. I don't like asking about kids or, who, like, you know, just basic stuff, because I feel like everyone has a different story, and I don't want to step into some shit, because I have before. Like, when you're like, oh, is that your mom? And you're like, that's my wife. And you're like, shit.
Damn it.
Did it again.
It's horrible.
So I had gotten social history from this physical therapist, and then he was like, oh, it was a cabbage, really easy. She lives with her spouse, whatever. So I went in, and this cute little Mexican lady, she was so sweet. And I was like, oh, like the physical therapist told me you live with your husband. I never say shit like that. I'm always saying spouse, partner.
Yeah.
She goes, no, mija, my girlfriend. And I was like, that was
she probably was like, this homophobic
I know.
bitch.
I was like, I'm so sorry. That is so antiquated that I said that. She's like, it's okay. It happens all the time. And I was like, how long have you been together? She's like, 23 years. I'm like, I'm a bitch.
Y'all need to get married.
I know.
Or not. Or not.
Whatever you want to
everybody.
do. She was like, she's my partner. And I was like, damn it. But anyway, she was like, can I ask you something? Are you Mexican? And I was like, no. She goes, well, you look like you are. I don't know if that's a compliment to you or not. And I was like, to me, the biggest.
I love that.
But I was just like, dang it. I always try to not say husband or wife.
And because I was, who are you in relation to the patient? And then they look at you like, I'm the wife. Okay, well, you look like his mother. And that was what I was about to say, but I didn't want to be offensive. Okay, Doreen. Jesus. But that's crazy. Yeah. Interesting. What have you been watching?
The inside of my eyelids, girl. It's been tired.
You watched a new movie today?
Oh my God.
We watched a new movie today.
I need someone to listen to me. This is not a J-Lo hating podcast. I don't like sit and think about how I don't like J-Lo. But
I actually like her as an actress.
Oh, also she just canceled all her tours, which we were just talking about. Yeah, because she wants to spend time with her friends and her family.
Cold word for you're not making any money off this damn tour.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
So she just came out with a new movie on Netflix called Atlas that I had it's been #1 streaming, and I had seen it, but I didn't really know what it was about.
Because she's a great actress.
Because she's an actress.
She's an actor. Here's what I do want to say though. I think because Sterling K. Brown is in it.
Oh, I love that man.
And I'm gonna just give y'all a spoiler.
If you're watching for him, don't watch.
If you're watching for him, don't watch it.
You're not gonna get what you're
I'm like, how you on a press tour junket and you was only in like 2 scenes? Anyway,
so I come over today. That movie is playing, and I was like, okay, well, I guess let's kind of watch it. I could not even really tell you the plot. I could not tell you more than one character's names, and it's the AI and then J-Lo's character's name.
Yeah, so it's a movie about AI, how AI has taken over, and they look like humans and all this other kind of stuff, but one of them goes rogue, of course, and there's this mission force that J-Lo is on who's trying to find the initial, responsible AI that has caused and wreaked all this havoc, and then they have like a personal connection and blah 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 blah, and they're trying to basically find the guy who's what's his name again from what's the Asian guy's name?
Simu something.
Yeah, he's like the villain in the movie basically.
The guy from Crazy Rich Asians.
But he actually does better acting than everybody in there. But
he actually did a really good. He's not the one from Crazy Rich Asians. He's the one from not Chung-Li. What the hell is that Marvel movie called?
They all don't look like Alyssa. Shang, yeah.
Fuck you for saying
that.
You know I can't tell the difference between anybody.
But you know you're Mexican.
I do know I'm Mexican. Simu Liu.
Yeah.
The guy from Shang-Chi.
Simu Liu?
Yeah. And he's also in other things. Anyway,
yeah, he's a great actor.
He did great.
He just got his ass
Barbie,
kicked.
The guy from Barbie.
Yes. Anyway, it was an interesting movie. I thought it was cool.
Listen,
it's not something I'll watch again.
If you want to be able to talk about the #1 streaming movie on Netflix with your coworkers, watch it. That way you have something to talk about. If you're looking for something to really be like, oh wow, yeah, no, that's not it for you.
It was kind of like the relationship between like her and the AI. It was almost kind of very reminiscent of like Robert Downey Jr. in
Captain Iron Man.
Iron Man, and what's his name, Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Yeah, so it was kind of cute. with that.
This was not J-Lo's return to the silver screen.
No, it's not. Definitely not. She needed a rom-com.
She needs a rom-com.
Yeah.
Okay, I will give you that. I love J-Lo in a rom-com.
Yes,
or
that's her
in a
niche.
drama. I don't think sci-fi is. We don't need J-Lo
Except
in sci-fi.
for The Sale. Have you ever seen The Sale?
What the hell's that?
Oh, Alyssa, for real. Dead
she
serious.
says this.
No,
all the time.
I do. But if you've never seen if you never look at another J-Lo movie, you need to watch The Cell. The Cell was a movie that came out, I believe, in like 1990 and 2000. And I was gonna say 1999. It was one of the most amazing, like mind-bending movies. There are people that may say it was a horrible movie, but you're just not mature.
It's got 45% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Trust me, I'm telling you, for those of us who understand like sci-fi and all that kind of stuff, it was the most amazing, it was the most amazing movie. Like, even before all these like CGI stuff came out, the way that they produced this movie, amazing. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. You probably won't understand it the first time you see it.
$2 on Amazon
No,
Prime.
don't pay for that. No, go to
Stream
Netflix.
it?
It should be, stream it. Definitely don't pay for that shit.
This
Hell no.
looks like cultural appropriation. I know it's not.
It's not. I promise you it's not.
But okay, what is it about?
I'm not gonna tell you.
I just have to watch it.
There's
She looks like
a little
baby.
boy that's involved.
Okay.
So she's a psychologist, and so she basically tries to tap into the mind of this younger of this person who is having some psychological issues, but the way that she gets warped into his mind and what she sees, she's actually experiencing it physically. But it's really like a mind
Guess
bender.
what fucking streaming platform it's on?
Tubi. See? Tubi is for free, always and forever. That's what their commercial says.
Freaking Tubi.
Watch it on. I'm telling you, The Cell is a great movie. Me and my best friend love The Cell.
The Cell. Okay. I'll give it a try.
Yeah. I don't know who gave that 45 on Rotten Tomatoes, but that's disrespectful.
Let me read some of the comments for you.
These are people who are not mature and who do not understand sci-fi.
They said, this film gets a lot of reviews claiming it's heinous, disturbing, vile. Trust me, there are plenty of films out there that are much more difficult to stomach. Probably a bunch of J-Lo fans not used to horror.
Exactly. But it's not even horror.
Okay.
There's nothing scary about the movie.
Not spectacular by a long shot, but respectable and entertaining.
That was a backhanded comment, sir. Who's that? Big DJ. Fuck you, Big DJ.
All right, I'll give it a try.
I like the movie. And I'm a sci-fi fan. I love sci-fi.
I like sci-fi too.
Yeah. There's no aliens in it and all that kind of shit. There's nothing that's going to make you jump and all that.
Atlas got 19% on
Deserved
Rotten Tomatoes.
It deserved
I would say that's
Absolutely.
appropriate.
That's appropriate. The Cell was much better. I definitely say that.
Okay.
Anything else you've been watching?
No.
So I've been watching. I don't know if are you a Grey's Anatomy fan?
Am I a Nikki fan? Pull up into Sri Lanka.
I hate you. Did you watch Station 19 at all?
I only watched when it first came out, like the first episode they did, and everyone was like, because that's when I was still watching Grey's. I probably stopped watching Grey's at season like 14.
Oh, you missed a lot.
Yeah, I'm not going back. I couldn't. I got so burnt out. And then when they started talking about
You're only 6 behind.
Was that the COVID times?
The COVID shit was like fake.
I was like, I don't need this. I have to deal with it all day, and I'm not dealing with the COVID bullshit on TV.
Here's the thing. As a person who went into COVID and worked with COVID positive patients before there was a vaccine, Grey's Anatomy did not do a very good job at their COVID episodes. I'm just saying. The shit they did, some of the equipment they used, I just be like, bruh.
Who was
y'all medical consultant to a degree? But I'm just like, God damn, they must have been in the hospital a very long time.
That's showbiz, baby.
But I do love Grey's because I am a Grey's stan. However, this week was the finale, the season finale of Grey's, which was their 20th season, and the series finale of Station 19, because these crazy executives at ABC, I don't know who you crazy people are, but they canceled the damn show at season 7.
Oh, it's been running for 7 seasons.
And it's an amazing show. It's like one of those, like, if CSI is still going, I don't understand why Station 19 cannot continue. We've seen enough people be murdered and raped and all that kind of shit. Like, why can't we just see stuff burning? That's what I'm saying. Like, they're heroes. This is ridiculous. But anyway, it was a really good series finale. And you got a chance to at least say goodbye to all the characters. It seemed like all the characters, they had these flash forwards of what their life would look like and blah, blah, blah. So you got a glimpse into the future. So it was really great. Yeah. It was a great ending to a great run.
I'd watch Owen do anything. Or not Owen. What's his name? What's Bailey's husband's name?
No one likes Owen. That's Benjamin Warren. Okay. First of all, I just want to give this warning to ABC. I really want to give this warning, and this is not a threat. I think there's a big community of us out there. If y'all fuck with Bailey and Ben, or Ben and Bailey, it's gonna be a fucking problem. Okay, so I suggest you leave him alone. You already gave a man testicular cancer, okay, or prostate cancer. I'm sorry, you already gave him prostate cancer, and God healed his body. Hallelujah. Okay,
Amen.
you better not fuck him up no more. Okay.
How old is her son now?
Tucker is in high school.
Damn.
And you know she has another son. They adopted this other kid, and then they have one of the firefighters died, Miller, on Station 19, and he always wanted Ben and Bailey to raise his daughter Prue, who's I think like 2 or 3, something like that. Anyway, and so they have custody of her, and so they now have 3 children.
Damn.
Because remember she had a miscarriage. Bailey was pregnant on the 18th or 19th season, 18th season of Grey's Anatomy, and she had a miscarriage, and so, but it was a girl, and she had always wanted a girl, so yeah. But it was a great ending though. I mean, it was definitely a cliffhanger. They're making me not like Debbie Allen's character, Catherine Fox.
Why? We love her.
No, we love Debbie Allen.
No,
Catherine
true.
Fox is a different situation, especially the cliffhanger from season 20. I was just like,
Especially the
please.
cliffhanger from season 20.
I'm like, stop making her the villain, please. We love
is
Debbie
she still
Allen.
with Richard? Richard's dead.
Yeah. No, Richard
Richard
ain't dead.
alive?
Don't you kill Richard. Richard about to retire.
Oh, good for him.
He needs to, because they fucked up on the finale. He did. But anyway, yeah, him and
Is
Bailey
he still
are the only
practicing?
yeah.
He's too old.
Yeah, he is. Him and Bailey are the only 2 originals left, because Meredith
Damn.
is. I mean, this was her last season, was 20. So I honestly think that they're setting it up to end on 21. I would want them to end on an even number. Don't end on an odd number. That's
21
weird.
seasons.
But they already surpassed ER as the longest running medical TV drama on prime
There you
time.
go. That's all you needed to do.
Exactly. But anyway, that's pretty much all I've been watching, and of course the Miss Pat show per usual. But
Why
anyway,
change?
listen, these are my comfort shows. Living
Comfort
Single.
shows.
I'm not changing from that. You know, I know what's gonna happen. I already, I can recite word for word, and it's still funny and relevant. So I love those shows. Anyway, anything else we need to talk about before we get out of here?
Nope.
All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us for another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We appreciate it.
Happy June.
Happy June. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Pride Month.
I heard it's Father's Day. Wouldn't know, but sounds good.
Father's Day is a holiday I hate now. I used to love it
Aw.
because we used to buy my dad, drawers and wife beaters and socks and ties.
They're not called
Typical
wife
shit.
beaters anymore. They're
Who don't call them wife beaters?
not called wife beaters anymore. What are they called?
Why don't call them
That's
wife beaters?
Because that's domestic violence.
Oh, okay, it's a shirt. Okay, I get it. I can't tell survivors how to, I understand.
But what is it called now that they
T-shirts,
No, hold on. Give me a second. Hello, internet.
chest huggers. I don't know.
They call them wife pleasers. Gen Z's calling them wife pleasers. It's not fun.
I've never wanted to support domestic violence in my life until that. A wife, please. I'm sorry. I'm calling it a wife beater. Absolutely. I'll call it a wife beater in private. I
In
won't do it
private.
public.
Yeah, just on this
I'd be
podcast.
like, the
that
white
we
T-shirt that
stream.
they wear underneath their shirts.
Wife beater.
Exactly.
It's just also things you never think about until someone's like, wife beater. And you're like, oh, that's kind of fucked up. But anyway,
Why did they? Okay, let's go down the rabbit hole real quick. Why did they start calling those T-shirts wife beaters? It's because people who wear those shirts outside beat their wives.
wife. Where did wife beater?
I love that we're looking this up
I'm
in
sure that's what
2024.
it's from. The term wife beater reportedly became synonymous for an undershirt after a 1947 criminal case where a Detroit man was arrested for beating his wife to death, and newspapers printed a photo of the quote wife beater wearing a stained undershirt.
Wow.
That's fucking dark.
That is very dark. What else do you want us to call it? A T-shirt. But a
What?
T-shirt has sleeves.
An undershirt, a tank top,
a man's tank
a
top.
man tank.
That's like a merce. Oh man, why does all these
This is
phrases
the-
have to be so dark?
This is the post-transplant shirt. It's what it is.
The post-transplant. What you mean?
You're supposed to wear that. Miss Sherry's always like, and you need to get some white tank tops to wear. That way you can tell if you start de-hissing.
That's very true. She does say that a lot. Or get the bras with the big breasted women who
Yeah.
just had open heart surgery. Okay, well, I guess we've only
Mystery solved.
Wow,
You can call it whatever you want.
1947.
I just, every time I hear wife beater now, I think, oh, aren't they calling it something different? And I can never remember it. So I'm trying to say wife
taking
pleaser.
taking all our words away.
I know. Someone
First the N word, now this.
someone was complaining the other day because they're like, now
Kidding.
actresses want to be called actors. And I was like, what do you care?
They've always been called actors.
What do you care if you have to call an actress an actor? They're actors.
That's like a comedian versus a comedian for like the women.
Oh,
it's E-N-N-E.
interesting.
I think that's how you spell it. Like at the end.
Comedian.
Yeah, comedian versus a comedian. we don't have no gender roles in physical therapy. Bitch, you're a nurse. That's what they call us, a nurse.
Nurse.
You're PT nurse. You're OT nurse. And you're not even called OT. You're just a fucking PT.
I'm just the bitch who came in and fucking put me on the toilet.
I don't need a job. I hate it here. Anywho, y'all have an amazing week on purpose. And y'all remember to spread love.
Spread light.
And don't forget to laugh your face off.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.